They told her it was a suicide mission, a hopeless last stand. The objective was simple: hold the line. But simple is never easy. The position was a crumbling medical outpost, the last bastion in a city overrun. She was Sergeant Eva Restova, and she was all that stood between the wounded inside and the storm outside. The first wave hit just after dawn. The air cracked with the sound of incoming fire, a symphony of destruction. Dust and debris rained down as rounds chewed into the concrete walls around her, turning cover into confetti. Her orders were clear: by time. Every second she held the entrance was another second for the medics to evacuate the critical patients from the back. She gripped her rifle, the cold metal a familiar comfort against her cheek. Her heart pounded a steady rhythm against her ribs, a war drum in the chaos. They came in waves, shadowy figures darting between ruined buildings. She didn't think about their faces, their motives, or the families they might have. They were just targets, obstacles between her and her objective. One breath, one shot. A figure dropped. Another breath. Another shot. A second one fell. She was a machine, honed by years of training. Her movements were economical, precise. She reloaded with practiced ease, her fingers never fumbling, her eyes never leaving the kill zone. The entrance was a narrow bottleneck, a fatal funnel, and she was the gatekeeper. The walls groaned under the relentless assault. A chunk of the ceiling collapsed nearby, showering her with plaster. She ignored it. The smell of cordite and fear was thick in her lungs, but her resolve was thicker. She thought of the faces of the wounded soldiers she'd seen being carried in, their eyes filled with pain and a desperate hope. She was their shield. Hours blurred into a single, continuous moment of survival. Her ammunition was running low. Her body ached with a profound weariness. Thirst was a fire in her throat. A grenade exploded just outside the doorway, the concussion throwing her back. For a second, the world went white, her ears ringing with a piercing shriek. She pushed herself up, her vision swimming. The enemy was closer now, emboldened, sensing weakness. She could hear their shouts, their boots crunching on rubble. This was it, the final push. She drew her sidearm, her last resort. She wouldn't let them pass, not while she was still breathing. As the first figure filled the doorway, a different sound cut through the din. The roar of engines from above. Friendly reinforcements. The cavalry had arrived. The tide had turned, relief so potent it almost brought her to her knees, washed over her later. They found her leaning against the bullet-riddled frame of the entrance, her rifle empty, her pistol hot. The ground before her was littered with the evidence of her stand. She had held the line. Every single patient had been evacuated. They called her a hero, but for Sergeant Rostova, she was just a soldier who did her duty. She held the entrance while rounds chewed the walls, buying time with every beat of her unyielding heart. That's the story of a true guardian. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories of courage.